What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Drazzy. This news here that I've caught wind of is very painful. And the reason why it's very painful, if you're a parent and you love your child and you look at your child and you see nothing but heaven on earth, just imagine what it's like to never see them again because someone you trusted to look after them, someone within a profession where it's their duty to look after them, abuses that and kills them. That's what this nurse, Lucy Letby, did to over 10 children between 2015 to 2016. She was injecting air into their bloodstreams.
The prosecution call her persistent, calculated, cold-blooded. Working as a neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital, Letby tried to murder one newborn girl 4 times, injecting air into her stomach. Eventually, the prosecution said she succeeded and then sent a sympathy card to the baby's family. She was the 9th of Lucy Letby's alleged 17 victims.
Now, I don't usually like to judge a book by its cover, but if you look at pictures of this woman, she looks like such a sweet, lovely lady. The kind of woman nurse that you'd see around children. They're always smiley, angelic faced, lovely looking people. They've got such a warm, wholesome energy about them. To know that this woman was capable of that, and they found certain sticky notes in her house as well when they arrested her that said things like, "I did it, I don't deserve to live," or "I'm evil," and stuff like that. This is a psychotic person.
In one event in February 2016, a consultant felt so uncomfortable at seeing Lucy Letby alone with a baby, he decided to intervene. The prosecution said as he walked into room 1, he saw Letby standing over child K's incubator. She did not have her hands inside the incubator, but he could see from the monitor that child K's oxygen saturation level was falling dangerously. However, the alarm was not sounding as it should have been. Lucy Letby had not called for help and was making no effort to help child K.
This is a wolf in sheep's clothing, just walking amongst us. We're trusting our children's lives in these people's hands. And this is what they're capable of. Now, I don't want to generalize and say all nurses are like this and all doctors are like this, because there's some amazing nurses and doctors out there. It's like with anything. You've got good police, bad police, good managers, bad managers, good parents, bad parents. There's evil and good in this world. Let's not act as if we're oblivious to that. But it hurts when in that profession, where you know your life is in their hands, there can be people that will abuse that power. During COVID, we were clapping for the NHS. We're clapping for the NHS, not knowing that among some of the great men and women who were saving our lives, there were wolves in sheep's clothing, just killing us, killing our children. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is why a lot of people are so paranoid when it comes to the medical profession. Well, they're so paranoid when it comes to people in the medical profession, because we don't know what their intentions truly are.
Over the coming months, detectives were to investigate the deaths of nearly 150 patients of Dr. Fred Shipman.
How far does this go? How deep is it? How many people have been murdered by Dr. Shipman?
When my wife gave birth to my daughter, every time we would go, my daughter was a COVID baby, so I didn't get a chance to go to a lot of the meetings because only one parent or one person at a time could go. So she'd always come back to the car and give me the 411. And I was like, I don't want that vaccine. I don't want that injection. My baby's not having that, because everything they were telling us that our baby needed, they wouldn't let us know the names of, so we can go and investigate it. They'll just tell us it's called vitamin, this vitamin, and vitamin. But what's the name of the actual drug? What's the pharmaceutical company that produced it? I wanted to know these things so I can investigate and see, because when you go to look on certain websites to study drugs, they have no choice but to give you the ingredient. So I wanted to go and see what it was. They wouldn't give it to us. So I said, my baby's not getting none of it. So when my baby was born, my wife gave birth to my daughter from C-section. So she was very fatigued a lot of the time. So because my wife started to see things from my perspective, she put booby traps around the section of the ward that she was in. You know, the ones where you open the curtain. She put the booby traps around them. So there was booby traps on the floor. So if you open the curtain discreetly, you still had to make it across the floor to the cot. And if you made it to the cot, there's a booby trap around the cot where you couldn't lift the baby up without him making some noise to alert my wife to wake up. Because we were so paranoid that the fact that we were one of those people that said, no, you're not going to give any injections to my wife pre-birth and post-birth. So we were paranoid to try and do it while my wife was asleep. That is the mentality we had, because now, judging from what this lady Lucy Letby has done, I don't seem that crazy anymore.
Despite her colleagues' concern, Lucy Letby continued to work on the ward, where the prosecution says she deliberately turned off monitors and altered hospital records to cover her tracks. In a police search of her home in 2018, they found handwritten logs of drugs administered to one alleged victim and a diary entry she made, noting their near-fatal collapse.
My heart goes out to those parents who've lost children. And it's funny, there was one case where the woman had twins, and one of the twins was having blood come out the mouth. When this woman was looking, they both went in there sick, I think it was, and one of them started having blood come out through the mouth. So she was saying to the nurse, "What's going on?" She goes, "Trust me, I'm a nurse."
Today, it was alleged in court that their mother visited the neonatal unit at the very moment that child E was being attacked. She didn't realise at the time what was supposedly happening. Now, she found her son in an acutely distressed state, jurors heard. She was apparently told by Miss Letby that the blood from his mouth was due to a tube, and she also allegedly said, "Trust me, I'm a nurse." That child would die just a few hours later due to an injection of air into his bloodstream. Now, the prosecution say that Miss Letby falsified her nursing notes just after that in an attempt to cover her tracks.
I hope she rots. She rots, and I hope she suffers. Because like I said, my heart goes out to those families. I don't know what it's like for them, having to go about their life. Because she got arrested in 2018, which means for the past 3.5 years, these families have been waiting for this woman to go to trial, have been waiting for this woman to be locked up. But yet at the same time, there's a void in their household. There's a void in their lives. Their children are dead. It's crazy just to think about it, man. Crazy to think about it.